everyone didn't wake up on top. Like, you see what I'm saying? Eminem was flipping burgers at 28 years old. Look at him now, you can't tell him nothing. He wasn't born into wealth. You gotta have that work ethic and that belief that you can pop regardless of what anyone says.
How do you two look at like majority of artists like that do grime and then get signed and start spitting? How do you look at that?
We don't look at it anyway.
Yeah, I don't, to be honest, like, I think everything's an evolution. Like, there's nothing like with us, this is how we move anyway, the music we make. Like, there's nobody that can be like S.A.S, oh, I know S.A.S's sound, they've got this set sound. Like, we don't have a sound. Like, our sound it doesn't exist. Like, every tape, you're gonna get something different. You're never gonna get a set sound with us, because it's like, music's ever changing, especially with the genre of music we make. It's rap music, it's never stayed the same. There's certain songs that you can make that will still rock like years later, like, but it's not gonna be like the same sound. Like, you know, people was on that whole sped up sample, like, based production, that kind of like what Kanye was doing, what Heatmakers was doing, Just Blaze. It was just, that was the sound back then when we dropped like Who Dares Wins around that time, around Streets or Salute. And then it's slowly evolved into just really whatever goes, like down south kind of banging beats, trap sounding beats, 808s,
140 BPM.
Yeah, dubstep sounding, infused beats. Like,
you know, one thing I noticed though in the UK, what they do is, yeah, man that don't listen to your music like that, yeah, they listen to your music but they're not your fans and don't buy your mixtapes or tell you what you are or what sound you should do.
Like, they're always talking about...
like you could put out a video and, oh look, you're trying to do this, you're trying to do that, and you ask them how many mixtapes of mine you got, and they've got none. So don't say what a sound of an artist is because you've seen 1 or 2 YouTube videos. You see what I'm saying? That's what I've always noticed. Because one time we had one video on Grime Daily and we had 1 video on our channel when we did Complete, and we went the girl angle for a little bit. People on Grime Daily is like, oh, they're trying to go commercial, or they're trying to go this way.
Oh, this is pop.
This is pop, but whatever. But if you go on our YouTube channel, all our fans are like, yo, I love S.A.S. You see what I'm saying? I knew they had this in them. You know what I mean? So we only concerned.
I remember saying we was pop because we was rapping about women. I don't know what this fucking this weird homophobic.
That comes with the internet, though. I think
insecurity these weirdos have. Man saying lips in the ting, like, oh, lips in, like when Scorcher did lips in ting. Man was like, oh, he's talking about kissing a girl. Like, if you don't like kissing girls, like, I'm concerned about you. That's gay to me. Like, and I don't have a problem with gay people, but I have a problem with people saying other people are gay and they're not. Like, so, like, I don't know, man. Whatever.
Yeah. So it's usually the guy that's not really a real fan of yours, that has no mixtapes, cop nothing, doesn't even know what PayPal is, that will start pointing figures and making judgments. So just we don't care. We cater to our fans. So we don't really care about. I'm not trying to convince you to like, oh yeah, like this or whatever.
We make the music we like to listen to, innit? Like, there's no song that you could pull up in any of our catalogue that I would be ashamed of. Like, oh no, I don't like this kind of music. That's on my tape. If I'm featuring on someone else's song, I might spit on a beat I don't think is that great, but it's their song, innit? So I'm just gonna jump on it. My content's gonna be what I want to talk about or what I want to rap about. It's not that, because I don't believe it's the music that makes you blow up anyway. So I wouldn't be on a tip where I'm trying to make a certain sound thinking I'm gonna get acceptance or signed by a major, because I think it's about almost everything but the music nowadays. So we always make the music we want to make regardless of what people say. If they get with it, they do it. If they don't, and whatever.
Yeah. So like me, yeah, like, so a person hating on a person constantly, secretly you're a bit of a fan. Not that happens with us, but I'm just saying if you're the same guy that's on the same guy's YouTube all the time saying this is shit, this is crap, this is whatever, what are you doing on his YouTube page? By the second time you've seen a video, you said, I don't feel this guy, I'm not watching nothing he's doing again. I don't watch nothing I don't feel. Just didn't have time to log in and start leaving messages and that's all. Come on, you got to think about what you're doing.
No, that's the internet though, man. This
is us telling other artists, if you've got the same guy that comes on your video and leaves, oh, you're shit, or I don't like this, or this guy, whatever, he loves you. Because what's he doing now after the second time? he would have seen one video and said, this guy's terrible, I'm not watching him again. So if you're there 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 years have passed, he's still there leaving the same message, there's something about you he actually loves. So that's for other artists that worry about them little weird comments and whatever.
No, definitely not. No, would you say like you two being brothers has helped you be like secure with your
listen, we would have been like disbanded if we wasn't brothers. No way. With what we've been through, we've seen a lot of shit. Like we've been up, we've been down, up again. Had people just chatting shit like, oh, they're this or that, and we've had like people around in circles we was in, just funny boys that we don't fuck with. Like, so it's kind of like so many things would have happened. Like it would have just been like, you know what, like let's just fuck this shit. Or we would have probably been at each other's throats if we didn't know each other. Like we know we want nothing but the best for each other, innit? So there's no way it's something funny. Like, you know, like with some people, groups, it gets a bit funny, especially when someone favors a certain artist. You know, like there's always going to be one person that someone likes more than the other. And if you're insecure and you're like not really checking for that person and you're just trying to do your thing, you're going to be looking at him with the one eye. You get that whole, you know, that whole funny shit. Even some brothers I've seen it with, where some people hate on each other and all that, but we ain't got hate in our blood. We was raised different. We like to see other people do good. Like we've always been that way in kind. And that's not whether we're doing great at the time or if we're doing bad. We don't care. We remain the same when we're on top, when it seems like we're on our face, or when we're back up again. Like we're always the same way. That's one thing about S.A.S. that everyone knows. Like we just keep it trill, like all the time. A lot of people get in a situation and start feeling themselves and start acting a bit different and all that. That means that you don't really believe who you are is who you're supposed to be. Like I've got this belief where I'm like, you can't tell me nothing. I smell like a million in a trackie, nigga. Like I don't care if I'm just come out in a flip-flops unshowered. I'm that nigga. You see what I'm trying to say? So like that's how you're supposed to carry yourself. If you don't feel yourself on that level, then you're in the wrong business. Because any little advice or what someone tells you, you're gonna start thinking, oh, is this the right thing? You're gonna be running around like chasing your tail in circles. You won't even know where you're going. You gotta know yourself, know who you are.
Yeah.
Regardless of your situation, it's not, your situation doesn't define you. You define your situation because you make things happen. You change things. If you're gonna be like, oh shit ain't popping right now, things don't pop for some people. Everyone didn't wake up on top. Like, you see what I'm saying? Eminem was flipping burgers at 28 years old. Look at him now. You can't tell him nothing. He wasn't born into wealth. You gotta have that work ethic and that belief that you can pop regardless of what anyone says. So you gotta get people out of the mind.
But the fact is we bounce off each other, so it's not even a problem. And that's probably why we didn't really need too much help like that, because we just encourage each other. Never had a manager, not by choice, but it's tricky to find someone that knows both US and UK markets at the same time.
You ain't get a pound from a record label neither, so don't get it twisted. Some people are like, oh, you lot, them lot did their thing, they had the America thing, whatever. We never signed no contracts with no record label. So everything you've seen thus far is we made ourselves, self-made, like individuals. That's an understatement. So that's it. And on top of that, creatively, we bounce off of each other. So it's like, we're not gonna sound like anybody. Like we don't even sound like each other. We just mesh well together, but we don't sound like nobody else in the world. Like we got our own sound. Like, so that's it.